Hello, football fan. You are all welcome to Football Extra Site. Today, we are going to be bringing you some of the event that is likely to be coming up in football world, and one of the event is the Club World Cup. This is going to be an interesting competition in the summer. This competition is going to be what is going to serve as some kind of a pre-season for many clubs that will be participating. It's first of its kind, and it's going to bring a lot of money into the coffers of the club that does very well in the competition. This is how it is set up. The teams are going to be about 8 groups with 4 teams in each, which is going to be 32 teams playing all together. Group D is a team that comprises of Flamengo, of LA Galaxy, of Chelsea FC, and another club from Africa that is called Esperance. And this is how this is going to set up. We have Flamingos there against Chelsea. We have Club Leon, which is now being replaced with LA Galaxy. And in Group A, we have Palmeiras, we have Porto, we have Al Hilal, and then you have Inter Miami as a team that will be competing right there. And with Chelsea FC as a club, they went into this competition with a 28 man team, and those are the goalkeepers that they took with them. And the midfielders are the numbers we see there. In the transfer window, it continues to be very interesting. As we speak, as of today, there's still a lot of news going around about Chelsea interested in Nico Williams, and for the love of football, Chelsea fans can simply forget about the idea of Chelsea signing Nico Williams. If anything at all, it looks like Chelsea has eyeballed Jamie Giddens and is the only winger, and maybe another winger. If opportunity comes from Manchester United, they probably might be signing a Garnacho. Another news today in the transfer market is the story about Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank is now a Tottenham Hotspur manager, and time is going to tell how this is going to work out for Tottenham Hotspur. There are a lot of news out there today that talks about Victor Gyökeres. Apparently, it does looks like the accord or gentleman agreement had between Victor Gyökeres and the club he plays for, which is Sporting Lisbon. Looks like somebody is not trying to keep to that agreement, and this is going to be an interesting one, and we will see how this turns out eventually for Victor Gyökeres and Sporting Lisbon. We'll see how this turns out eventually for both. Also, in the transfer market today, there seems to be another player that is being talked about. And who is he? That is a player that is called Nick Woltemade. Nick Woltemade is that player, and it's also been linked with Chelsea. What can we make about of this news? I don't think there's anything in this news for Chelsea fans to really worry about, but let's just see a little snippet of how this player plays and some of the compilation that is out there. This is the player. This is Nick in action. Is a player that tries to get his way into the box. In this instance, is playing most advanced forward of his team. It's tall, is 6'6", and he's so composed on the ball. He could dribble his way, he could weave around a lot of players and get into the box and give the shot away. He's tall, he's dangerous aerially, And this is one aspect where Chelsea had really struggled. And Chelsea has been linked with all these players having different mix of striker that is going to give them opportunity to be able to win games in so many different ways. That's him on the ball. He's very quick on his feet. For a guy this huge, it's quite impressive that he could maneuver the ball the way he's maneuvering the ball right there. And his name again is Nick Woltemade. It's at 6'6", is a lanky striker, and he's linked with Chelsea FC. There are stories again today, but while we are still talking about Nick's there's something I would like to talk to us about Nick. Nick is such a striker that stands out at 6'6", as we could see there on the screen, and he seems to defy every conventional law of body physics and mechanics. At 6'6", he's lanky. Is a striker of his stature typically wouldn't possess such technical prowess. Yet he excels in link-up play, dribbling and maneuvering deftly in tight spaces. His main limitation is that his instinct for striking and movement isn't quite at par with elite number 9. He functions more as a link-up forward rather than a traditional striker who consistently operates in and around the penalty area. He is an extremely technical number 9, which is why we could view him as a deputy to Jackson rather than a replacement for Dillard. We already have a player like this in Chelsea, which is Cole Palmer. But it's interesting how he's been linked. But if we really want to get serious, this is how to get serious. There is something out there today that a Turkish journalist was talking about, and what's according to him that he said is hard is that if Woltemade is to come to Chelsea, because Woltemade is not in a hurry, he's taking his time, and if he's to come to Chelsea, it does look like Jackson might be going the other way. Somehow, you never can say never when it comes to football transfer season. Anything can happen, and the possibility of Woltemade coming to Chelsea is still very much there. It might just be the last twist just to get the fans very excited about the season, and Blue Coal, from the kind of owner they are, they could be having that at the back of their sleeve. Today we could see that Chelsea launched their away kit, and this away kit is quite cool. This looks good on Jackson. Jackson is the poster ball that they use there for this away kit. It's lined with green and orange or red. This is a different team, and I hope that Chelsea is really going to turn things around this season, and things are going to turn out very well in terms of result and accomplishment this season. That is it on the lady and nonny there. There's one more thing that I would like us to talk about today before we round up this video. If you remember a couple of days ago, we talked about who is going to be the number 1 goalkeeper with Chelsea next season. And the idea is that with Chelsea gonna need a goalkeeper, and there was a story of Mike Mahon of coming to Chelsea, but we were just thinking at the end of the day that if Mike Mahon did not make it to Chelsea, who is gonna be the first team goalkeeper amongst this goalkeeper you see on the screen? Between that time and now, the deal for Mike Mahon has collapsed, and what turns out is that Chelsea decided to drop Petrovic. Chelsea dropped Petrovic, and what they have in place are 2 young goalkeepers that they spend money on. the goalkeeper that we see by the name Mike Pender is a player goalkeeper that Chelsea really rates so much. And we will see how this develop at the end of the day. And to cap this video up, we have these two brothers. For some reason, it's strange to a lot of people, but it's what it is. And Nkunku is one of those players that was able to make it to US, and a lot of people believe Chelsea just want to take him out there for some kind of advertisement, and it might turn out that Maresca will find a role for this brother, and at the end of the day is going to be a good one. Anyway, these are the news that we have for you today. Remember to turn on the notification button, click on the likes, and we're going to be bringing a lot more content for you in the season. And keep out, make sure that you look out for the space, and we give you more news as they come. Until we see you in the next one, ciao.